Hello everyone. So today we are going to again look at SQL injection advanced, and we are going to look at 4 and 5, and if we get time we will probably go to 6. But 4 and 5 talk about blind SQL injection, and we have looked at SQL injection and have seen what is a SQL injection and how do we use SQL injection. So if we go back to 3, we can see that we can do something like a or 1 equals 1, and then comment this out and say get account info, and we can see all the data that is there in the specific table. This is a normal SQL injection. What happens in blind SQL injection is there is no output, no error, and hence basically you are blind as to what the database is doing, or the output that you are getting from the query. So you have to write true and false statements to see what the database is returning. So the example given here is something like this: article 4 and substring this is equal to 2. If this is true, the web page will probably display something, and if it is false, then web page will display something else. One of the things that you can see also use here is sleep, which will allow you to sleep for a certain time if if the query is true, and this will allow you to basically do a time-based blind SQL injection. So let's jump right into it and see how things look like. So we get a login page. Login, let's again use our classical SQL injection and see what we see. So the goal here is to log in as Tom. So we have given Tom or 1 equals 1 and click on login. We can see no results matched. So there is also a register thing here. Let's go into register and see what happens there. So let's just try to register for Tom. Email address something, password let's give Amit, and then give Amit as password. So we can see here that the user Tom already exists, so it is asking us to try with some other username. So let's try our classical SQL injection and see if that helps us. Register now. Now the output here is user already exists, and we know that probably username like this would not exist, right? So what we can do is let's confirm that what we are assuming is correct, and this is in fact a SQL injection. So let's try with 1 equals 2. We know that now this second condition will become false. The first condition will be true. So let's see what happens now. We again still get user 0 already exists. Let's try with a or 1 equals 2 and this. The reason I am giving a for the first is as we discussed in normal SQL injection, whether this is true or not. If this is true, then the whole condition becomes true. Now we know that the username Tom exists because that's what we are supposed to log in as the goal says. So I am giving something else here which should not be present as a username. So if this is not present as username, then this becomes false, and this is already false. So false and false should be false, which means that this user should not be existing anymore, right? So let's click on register now and see what happens, and we can clearly see that this user is created, which basically means that there is a check where it takes the username and gives it to your select statement, and that select statement is just checking whether the username exists or not, and we are able to inject into this field. So once we know that, today we will try to use SQL map and see how SQL map works. So for this we will go into preferences. In preferences we can go to settings, use manual proxy, and port is 8080. Ensure that you have also used this for all the proxy. In this case it would not matter anyways because we don't have HTTPS, but as a good practice you should do that, and then click on OK. So now everything will go through our burp suite. So now let's give some fields which are valid, and I am using my name in password as well. And as you can see that this doesn't move beyond this, and this is because it is in burp. So in burp we will look for the request that is going out for creating the user. Now this doesn't have any data that we have sent, so this doesn't look like our request. So let's forward these guys. Let's forward all these guys. Now this is the request that we have been looking for, right? So this is the username that we gave, this is the email address that we gave, and this is the password and confirm password that we have given. So let's save it to a file. Just right click anywhere and say copy to file, and we will save it as login.request in home page, and then simply we are going to do a intercept is off. We are actually done with burp, so I can as well close burp and be done with it. Now let's go to a terminal. So here we should have the login.request file which has the request that we were sending. Now since we want to use SQL map, so let's do SQL map and -h. This will show us the help page for SQL map. And as you can see in the help, there are two versions of help for SQL map. One is more advanced help, and one is the regular help. And we are looking for how to pass the login.request as a request file to SQL map, which we are not able to see here. So let's do SQL map -hh and see. So let's see here. Okay, so this is where what we were looking for. The request file is what we have actually. This is what we want to use. So we will be using -r. So let's use SQL map -r login.request and press enter. And let's wait to see what happens. So this is happening because I have already done it once. So let me run fresh queries, and if you want to do that, there is a flush session. So if you do a flush session, then it will remove all the requests that it has sent for this target earlier, and send a new set of queries. So let's do that and see how it works. So here we can see that it has started sending some queries to this guy, and then it has determined that the database backend is HSQLDB. I am just pressing enter for all the questions that it is asking, and we will see whether it is able to find out if there is a SQL injection in this web form or not. So we will also again press yes for this, or rather just enter to see if it is able to find out with this, and it found out that the parameter username _ reg is vulnerable. So this is a good news for us, and we can see that it is a boolean based blind injection. It can also do stacked queries and time based blind. And the HSQLDB is 172, version 172. Now once we have done that, then what we want to know is the schemas that are present there. And if we look at the help page again, then there is something for schemas. The other option is we can just do a dump all, in which case it will dump the whole database. but that might take a long time, so I don't want to do that. Now we can remove the flush, because if we do flush again, then it has to send all these queries again to figure out the database and then find whether this parameter is vulnerable or not. So we will remove that flush sessions and instead use schema here and see how what happens. As you can see, it has already found out that there are basically five schemas, but after that it doesn't find out anything, and it advises us to use no cast. So let's use minus minus no cast and see if we are able to fetch the data from the database. And as we can see, as soon as we give minus minus no cast, we can immediately see that it has started finding the name of the schemas that are there, and one that it finds as the first schema is container, and we will see what other schemas it finds. But basically, now that you have found this with SQL map, then all you need to do is go into the table which contains the usernames and passwords, which probably you can guess from the schema names and table names. Or we can actually just do a minus minus table also and get a list of the tables. So once you have found SQL injection with SQL map, there are a couple of things that you can do. One is what we are doing right now, which is finding the schema names. The other is you can actually always do a minus minus dump all, which will dump the full database entries. And this is very useful if you just find a stacked query or union query, and because those can give you the data very quickly, but in a blind SQL injection it takes time because of how the data is exfiltrated from the database by using true and false to determine each character one at a time. Then if you just want to get the tables from the current schema, then you can do a minus minus tables, or you can use minus 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 db and then minus minus tables to get the tables from that specific schema. Similarly, once you find out the table, you can do minus tb table name to get the column names from specific table or dump the data from that specific table. So let's see where we are with respect to dumping the data. Okay, so it has found these ones. It got container, system logs, public, and information schema, and the most promising looks to be container. The other option we can do is, actually we don't even need to do this, and we can just do minus minus no cast and minus minus tables. This will give us the list of tables that are there in the current schema. Actually, let's also do threads, minus minus threads 10. This will probably be a little faster. Again, it asks me whether I should use something or not, and I have just pressed enter. Again, I'll press enter and okay. SQL map minus minus hill. Let's get the current DB and see what is the current DB name and use that. That should be easier way to get the current database name. Current database is public, so let's use minus capital D public and then minus minus tables. So now we are going to dump the table names for all the tables. Okay, we can see that still not able to find anything. So what we are going to do is we are also going to use a advanced option here, and we will again look at the help that we had executed earlier. Okay, so there is an option for providing how to determine if the query is successful or not, and that's a lot of help. Let me do minus minus hh. I know that it is string, so I'll just search for string. So it says minus minus string equals string to match when the query is evaluated to true. We will use this option. So we will go to flush sessions again, and we will say minus minus string equals. So when the query is evaluated to true is this case, so we will just execute this again, and let's copy the output. We have the proxy enabled. Let's disable proxy because we don't need that, and let's send this again. So it says this. Let's copy this and use this here. This will tell SQL map when to understand that the query is true, the response is true, and this help SQL map to come up with a better SQL injection, right? So let's wait for a few seconds and see if we if we get a solution or SQL injection. Okay, we got injection again. Now let's do this again. Okay, let's use technique as blind and then see. So minus minus technique equals blind. TECH QUE. We have no cast. Okay, this is working now. So as you can see now, we are getting the output slowly. Once we have the output, then we can use that output to log into login as Tom user. So that's all I had for today. Thank you so much. We'll see you again next week. Thank you.